and now are progressing. And all of you who are here must aspire to get scholarships in Germany. Another piece of advice is, who's that speaking? Is while in India, try and learn your English and a smattering of German. I know that unless you join a full-time course, you may not, but a smattering of German would be very, very useful if you are aspiring for a course in Germany and of course English, because I think the instruction there will be in English. So get familiar with English, otherwise you won't be able to survive. And I've been to Germany many times. Everybody there knows English, majority of them. The American influence is overbearing. So thank you again. I'm sorry I have to attend another meeting. I told your director I would be here till for about 1 hour. So thank you once again for coming and good luck to you. Your aspirations, your dreams will come true if you work hard enough. God bless you.
Interactive session will continue.
Right, so coming back to your question about MBA, see, MBA is a commercial program, so unlike other master programs, there will be tuition fee, first of all. Not for all the programs, there would be programs where you don't have tuition fee, but there will be tuition fee mainly. But what you need is, of course, first of all, to decide what you want to do, specialization, marketing, finance, whatever your plans are. You can use the study-signal.de database or ded.delhi.org website, which will take you to this database, and then find the programs. And as I said, English for English proficiency, IELTS or TOEFL is mandatory, and then GRE, and in some cases GMAT also. But there are some students who don't want to give GMAT, so you can always filter those programs according to your choice. And as I already mentioned, the semester would start from October. So this is the time when you should have started looking for the programs. So right now you can take your dates for IELTS or TOEFL, get your recommendation letters, and apply directly. Yes, please.
I've gone through the application process and I found material from them. Is there any process available?
Which application you filled? To for which university? TUN. Okay. What is the program which you applied for? Masters in Astrophysics. Is the program available in English language? Okay. So first of all, Technical University in Munich will have their own portal. As I told you that there are two possibilities. You either apply through UniAssist or you apply directly. So TUM will have its own portal where you apply, and if you are not able to find the application requirements, I'm not sure what you could not get, you can write to us and we can lead you to the portal. Yeah? Yes, it's a very good question. If 3 years bachelor's degree is accepted or not. For many German universities, 4 years bachelor's degree is a prerequisite, but not anymore, because many Indian students who have completed their 3 years also go to Germany for their master programs. So basically, a 3-year bachelor's degree in terms of, from the German university's perspective, lacks some credit points. And to complete those credit points, sometimes they ask you to do a bridge course or to complete some 1 semester or 2 months of course. But some German universities also give you direct admission. That's completely at discretion of the German university and dependent upon the individual application. Can we have a mic for the students? Just a minute, because other students can also. 24 months. So 1.5 years or 2 years, depending upon the university. What is the subject you're looking at? History, okay. Yeah, there will be programs available in English language. The same rule applies to you. You have to go to the database, find the programs, and then apply directly. You can hand over the mic to him. Okay. After. PhD sandwich program. So if you're registered here, okay, there's a query about PhD sandwich program. So if you're registered here for PhD, your PhD registration should not be older than 2 years in India. And then you can apply, and the deadline would be 15th of October. You have to find a German professor who's ready to supervise you. Yeah, there are certain do's and don'ts, even for sandwich or for PhD, which we can discuss. For example, you have to have a very good research proposal with the timeline, etc. And when you write an email to the German professor, you don't send all the documents to him when you approach him, in the first instance. You just send him an email asking him that you wish to do this and you wish to have a PhD vacant position. So there is a web link called researchingermany.org which you can look at, and that has the PhD vacant positions available and sandwich positions also. Yeah. You can answer.
subject is mandatory along with
GR is not mandatory for all the universities, but now most of the German universities are going to start asking.
subject is
No, it's the normal GRE, the plain GRE which is asked for, no subject specific GRE. Yes, please. I can't hear you, I'm sorry. Can we pass on the mic to the student here? Okay, you have a question? Okay, yeah, yes. What is it that?
खामोशी से सवाल पूछे, सारे सवाल का जवाब आपको मिल जाएगा। आइए ब्रोशर आप तक पहुंच जाएगा, डोंट वरी अबाउट ब्रोशर।
What is it that you apply for? What is, sorry?
What is the exact time to apply for after we get selected in university, or we can apply even
You apply for, sorry, what program?
for master's level,
Masters in
psychology.
psychology. So for winter semester, which is October, the deadline will start from January. So if you are planning to apply for this semester, 2017, the deadline will start from January to July. So this is the time when you should have applied. And you need to first of all find the program. Some deadlines will go on till July.
We can apply after we get selected, or even during our application process.
Sorry?
We can apply for this portion that after we get selected in the program, or even during our application process.
No, for psychology there is no scholarship. There is scholarship only for public policy and good governance, visual arts, film, music, etc. Or there is scholarship for postgraduate courses in relevant to developing countries. But for psychology, there won't be any tuition fee. What you will pay is only semester contribution, and of course you have to take care of your living expenses.
And one more question, does that DAE helps the students to connect with the supervisors in Germany according to their research fields area?
No, we don't really help you find the supervisors because you have to make your research proposal and you have to approach them directly. But we can assist you in finding the links. So we have a small presentation. I don't know how much time we have. We have a small presentation of do's and don'ts when you basically contact the German professor. Would you have time to have a look at the 5-minute presentation here? Yes, sir.
Whatever information is there in that brochure, it is already there on that website. Okay? So if you have really some pertinent question, please ask. बहुत सी चीजें तो हम क्लास में आप लोगों को बता देते हैं, लेकिन बहुत से बच्चे ऐसे हैं जो कि जानना चाहते हैं कुछ चीज, वो आप इनसे जरूर पूछें।
So this is basically the first step. You have to first of all identify the research topic. What you want to do, and I've already told you there are two approaches. There is individual approach and then there is structured approach. By the way, just to clarify again, the PhD scholarship we have is for individual approach, not for the structured one. Then for structured PhD programs, there is a separate program, but that is not under the individual funding. That's a different program called GSSP, but mainly the funding which you get is for individual funding. So what you do is, of course, that's the first step. This is what is important for students. How do I find a host for my PhD? Look at the journals and publications in the library. Ask your professors. Professor Ahmed already said that they inform you in the classes. Ask those professors who have been to Germany, or already some seniors who are researching in Germany. And then there are conferences for which German professors come, and their websites. They have special profiles. They have their own websites. You can you can search their website and see whether the research topic really, is basically on the same lines as yours or not. And then these are the very important websites: Research Explorer and PhD in Germany. They have the vacant positions available for PhD in Germany. These are very important things when you're contacting the post professor. First of all, Germany is very formal when you start communication. So please don't, if a professor's name is Joseph Müller, please don't say, "Hi Joseph, I want to do PhD." So this will not take you anywhere. If he is Professor Dr. Engineer Müller, you have to address him in the same fashion. Later on, when you start doing your PhD with him, he will say, "Hey, please call me with my first name," but not with the first communication. So when you write an email, "Dear Professor Dr. Engineer Müller," and then you write a very short and crisp email. He is not interested in what he has done and what you have done. He is interested in what you can do in his project. How you can help him evolve the project, or why he should hire you. So you should keep these things in mind when you write an email to the German professor. Make sure you do not send bulky emails. Make sure you do not send lot of attachments. Just first communication has to be crisp. And your Indian contacts can put in a word later. Your Indian professors can later recommend you once you have established the contact or once you have written to him. If you do not hear from the German professor in the first email, wait. Do not write another email in 3 days' time. They are busy people. They are sometimes traveling to different countries. So give them at least 15 days to a month's time before you send a repeat communication, just a gentle reminder. And many Indian students make a mistake of writing the email in colorful letters. So, "Hi, hello," or "Dear" is in black and then followed by red and blue font. So make sure you don't repeat this mistake. It has to be the standard formal Arial 10 font. And you please gather a lot of information about the professor's research work before you contact him. As I said, he is not interested in knowing what he has done. He knows it already. He is interested in knowing how you can help him and why he should hire you. Yeah. And think a lot about the subject of your email rather than writing "Hi." It's much better to have a subject corresponding to your research topic. And do send individualized emails. Do not send mass emails to 10 professors. You send one email, no one will respond to you. Send individual emails and do proofread it once you have written the whole email. As I already said, don't use colored letters, animations, stickers, graphics, whatever. Don't add pictures. Don't attach many attachments, and don't use SMS slangs or Facebook slangs in emails. And don't pressurize the professor, don't beg. What the complaints we receive from the German professors is many times people start begging, please take me. I am the best student, or whatever. So let him decide. If you are the best student, we will see it in your resume, but make sure you just put in a word, and don't pressurize him. That's it. It was short slide for do's and don'ts, just because you asked about how to. So these are the do's and don'ts which you need to consider, and then of course use the web links which are given in the brochures and were available in the slides to find a German professor.
What amount of money we have to spend to get to Germany?
You don't have to spend anything. You need to have have 8,640 euros is the blocked amount, that's your living expenses. And you spend approximately somewhere between 700 to 1,000 euros a month for your living expenses. That would depend upon the city you are going to. As I said, bigger cities you spend more, smaller cities you spend less. And apart from that, you only pay the semester contribution, which is 300 euros. If we take the maximum amount, it could be 400 euros per semester, so which means 800 euros for the 1 year and 1,600 euros for 2 years. That's it.
I have 3 years experience. Recently, I have just eligible to the research aid in Germany.
Sorry, I could not get your
That I'm eligible for research in Germany, but I have sent many CVs to the Japanese university.
You've completed your master's?
So, I've been just done my graduation.
Sorry?
Graduation.
You've completed your graduation. For PhD, you need to have a first-class master's degree.
But now, I've said that many other countries around the world, they offer PhDs and after the bachelor's program.
Yes, there are some fast-track programs including master's and PhD, which goes on to the span of 5 to 6 years. But our PhD scholarship is only for those who have a first-class master's degree. You can, of course, you're free to contact the German professor directly, but it is rarely seen that, after bachelor's they take you for a PhD. Which scholarship? Yeah, there are only 2 scholarships. What is your subject? There is no scholarship for physics because there is no tuition fee. So, as I said, you only pay. There is no scholarship for physics, but what you pay is the semester contribution, and you have to take care of your living expenses. There is no scholarship for living expenses in the subject.
So, how can we supplement that?
See, initially you will have to go yourself, you have to show the blocked account, where you have to show the funds for first year. If you go there, if the German professor is very impressed with your competence and if he has funds available, he might offer you scholarship for the second year.
There is no fertility based on.
No.
Then what are the procedure for hold of
Sorry? What is the procedure for?
postdoctoral fellowship?
Postdoctoral fellowship. So there are 2 only. I told you Leibniz TAB scholarship. There are special subjects which are being on our list, and the deadline was 9th of March, which is already over. Then you can actually contact Alexander von Humboldt Foundation, another German foundation which funds a lot of postdoc students. Professor Ahmed might be aware of this organization already. So Alexander von Humboldt Foundation has a lot of funding available for only postdoctoral researchers. Go to the website avh.de and you will find a lot of postdoc opportunities there. Sorry, can you take that question and then yours, Dika? Thank you.
Ma'am, my question is regarding the summer courses program. Currently, I am pursuing my graduation in German language. So I want to ask you how much expense we can expect from.
Just a minute, my colleague will answer.
Hello everyone, I finally get to speak. My name is Pooja Miten, that after Ms. Mulgil has a throat infection. My name is Pooja Miten. I look after various scholarship programs like university summer courses. I also look after a scholarship program for Bangladeshi and Nepali students to study at IIT Bombay for the MTech and PhD. And I also look after various scholarship programs for Germans to come to India. So this is what I do, and now coming back to your question, please tell me what exactly would you like to know?
I want to know, ma'am, my question is regarding the summer courses program. Summer courses program in German. Currently I am pursuing my graduation in German language. So I want to ask you how much expense we can expect in a whole month, in a whole process.
So let me first tell you about this university summer courses scholarship program. It is basically meant for bachelor and master students. Now, when I talk about bachelor, you should be, if you're doing a 3-year bachelor degree, you should be in your 2nd year. Then you are eligible. If you're doing a 4-year bachelor, you should be, you can apply if you're in your 2nd and 3rd year. If you're doing your masters, then you can apply if you're in your 1st year of master. You should not be in your 1st year or your last year degree program. And second requirement is basically prerequisite is that B1 level of German language proficiency. So that is very important. So which subject field are you in?
pursuing German. I want to learn something.
No, but tell me something. Which subject field are you doing? Bachelor's?
Bachelor in German language.
German language. Okay. Do you have a given level of language proficiency, a certificate, Gold certificate?
No.
You don't have.
Yeah.
Anything equivalent would not do. This time, till last year, you could, we could equivalent your, your bachelor degree to B1 level, but this year it's not possible. So you should provide us with a certificate which shows B1 level. It could be a Gold certificate, or it could be a TESDA, Honda, DSH. So in case you have that, then only you can apply. Sorry about that. No, we don't have those certifications. And also coming to expenses, what you were asking for, DAT gives 825 euros under university summer courses, and the airfare of 525, and compulsory insurance. Any other questions for HSK, university summer courses?
And what about this summer courses in law education, legal education?
So there are different summer courses. The database is on our website. You can check there, but usually it's for language.
Not for subjects.
There are certain, but you have to check on the website because there is that so there's
My name is Mohammed Bai and I'm from. My name is Mohammed Bai and I am from the University Department. The reason that why India is going very back in the field of research, that this is a new era, it's micro era, not macro era, means we have a lot of experimental samples to analyze. For that we use XRDF, DIR and mining machines and samples. Okay, a lot of money we have to spend in that. So if we go abroad in German, okay, then there will also a lot of experimental samples. Okay, then who will bear the expenses for the testing of that system?
हमारा स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन हमारा कहने का ये मतलब है कि इंडिया में रिसर्च इसलिए नहीं हो पा रहा है क्योंकि अब माइक्रो लेवल पे एनालिसिस हो रही है, मैक्रो पे नहीं। माइक्रो मतलब कि कोई भी चीज़ है उसकी हमें एनालिसिस करना पड़ता है मशीन्स के द्वारा, चाहे साड़ी चाहे FTIR, इस तरीके की बहुत सारी मशीन्स होती है। एक नॉर्मल बच्चा तो यहाँ पे PhD कर रहा है, इवन इन होल इंडिया IIT भी उसमें शामिल है, यहाँ भी इसमें नहीं हो पाती है क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट इतना फंड नहीं देती, न तो PhD स्कॉलर के पास इतना फंड होता है कि वो अपने सैंपल को टेस्ट करा सके। अगर हम यहाँ से जर्मन जाएं और हमारी ख्वाहिश ये है कि हमें नोबेल प्राइज चाहिए, तो जाहिर है हमें सैंपल देना पड़ेगा। उस सैंपल के लिए जो फंड हमें चाहिए वो जर्मन सरकार देगी या नहीं देगी?
First of all, in Germany, every researcher is paid a stipend. Everyone who does research is paid a stipend. You are paid when you start your research, irrespective of whether you do your research for 3 years or 5 years, you are paid for your research. With regard to the sample, if you are registered with the university to do research, then the university bears the expenses, and if you are registered with the research organization, then the research organization bears the expenses, and if you are doing your research with the industry, then they bear the expenses. You don't have to do it individually.
Yeah, I'm a PhD student in zoology department with realization of fisheries science and aquaculture, and fortunately we have a research collaboration between our professor and in Munich, Ludwig Maximilian University, and I want to apply for sandwich.
Which department you are?
Yeah, for zoology department. Zoology, yes, and I want to apply for sandwich program. So when will those portals will open, and what would you suggest that I should be take care about the application procedure?
You want to go to LFU only?
Yes. We have that collaboration, and easily I will find those invitations that from that professor.
Collaboration, and you will also have possibility of funding available under that collaboration?
No. because I want to go for this sandwich only, not for.
So they don't take people for sandwich model kind of program? They don't take students for that?
No.
Because if you have an MOU or a collaboration
Yes.
with German university,
Yes. But we finished that one. We finished those projects. But now I want to. Yes.
so you have already finished your master's degree and you have registered for a PhD.
Yes.
How old is your PhD?
It's almost complete 2 years. I have completed.
Your last registration of PhD should not be older than 2 years, but you can write to my colleague who takes care of this program.
Yeah, Anurupa Dixit.
Yes. So she will be able to respond to this.
I had a conversation and she told me that.
You are not eligible?
Yeah, I'm eligible. She told me
Okay.
that I can.
Yeah, so the deadline is 15th of October this year.
Good afternoon, myself Wasim Ahmed. I am pursuing MSc in Applied Geology. Ma'am, I have 2 questions right now which I am facing. Means what writing of a research proposal, this is my one question, how to write research proposal in a correct way. And second question is difference between the research proposal and statement of purpose.
These are absolutely two different things. First of all, I am not subject expert at all. You know, I'm not an engineer or a computer science engineer or a natural science engineer. I don't know anything about your research proposals. But what I just told you that you should inculcate those steps when you write an expose. When you write a proposal, you need to mention the timeline. You need to mention it has to be in a proper format. So introduction of the topic, objectives, methodology, timelines, when and how you want to finish this particular project. If you want to achieve some result in 3 months' time, you need to mention that in the timeline. That's very important. The content you have to take care of. Then secondly, statement of purpose is kind of a letter of motivation, what others also will have to write when they apply for a master's or a PhD program. It's basically for the German university or the professor to tell why you want to join a German university, what motivates you to do this particular subject, and how beneficial it will be for you, to take up this particular project or take up a particular program, and how beneficial it is for you for your future career, and what you plan to do with your career. This is what a statement of purpose entails. Sorry, just a minute. Let the mic come in. Let him finish and then the mic will come.
The scholarship given for master in mechanical engineering is there. और I think मतलब ये स्टफर और CRE मैथमेटिक्स और additional taking additional है.
You want to plan master's in mechanical engineering?
Master in mechanical engineering.
Yeah. So what is your question? What is your question?
Is scholarship given for masters in mechanical?
No, for mechanical engineering there is no scholarship. As I said, there is no tuition fee. What you need to have is an IELTS or a TOEFL score for English proficiency, and for some universities, CRE is also mandatory.
TOEFL is mandatory.
Sorry?
TOEFL exam is
either IELTS or TOEFL, either of them. Yeah.
Where we get the German language proficiency certificate from to become eligible for this course?
Maximum Bhavan Yoga Institute teaches German language, but you can always go to any private German language institute which teaches German language, and then you can give exam as an external candidate to Maximum Bhavan for getting a certificate. Yeah. Chandigarh, I don't think so there is any Maximum Bhavan. It's in Delhi, it's in Chandigarh and other states. Yes, basically in the metropolitan.
This is the shortest possible.
Is the shortest possible course for being eligible for?
What?
Is the shortest possible course for being eligible for getting the German language proficiency certificate?
See, it depends if your program is partially in German or completely in German, then you need B1 or B2 level of German. But if you are just learning language so that you have better possibilities to integrate in the society, then A1 or E2 level is sufficient. It takes 1.5 years to 2 years, but it completely depends upon the individual also. There are fast track programs available if you enroll for them.
Who wanted to ask some questions?
Is there any scholarship for masters for PhD in medicine?
Yes, it is possible. PhD in medicine, yes. What is your qualification?
I am doing my master's in pharmacology, and after doing my master's, I want to pursue PhD from abroad. So, is there any scholarship for?
Yeah, so it's the same scholarship, individual scholarship. You need to find a mentor who's ready to supervise you, and you can apply. Of course, there are other rules and regulations or terms and conditions applied, which are different from other subjects. So you can write to my colleague, Ms. Nishan. Her email address is mentioned on the website, and she will be able to tell you more about it. But the scholarship has the same deadline, 15th of October, and the same prerequisites you need to have your counterpart who's ready to supervise you. There's a question on the other side.
May I ask a question? Ma'am, my name is Afsal Sir. My question is that I am doing the Master of Technology in Nanotechnology. So I just want to do the PhD in Germany because it is one of the good country in nanotechnology. So I just want to know if there is scholarship is available here for PhD in nanotechnology.
DAV offers PhD in all the subjects. So any subject which you are planning to do, you fulfill the requirements, you can apply for PhD scholarship, including nanotechnology. You need to have a first class master's degree.
And you said that the professor was here looking for a person who can help them why they should hire a person. So in our university, there is a basic instrument for the nanotechnology is available over 8 hours per month. So how can we match our research very basic to their advanced instruments?
It's not about the instruments. Of course, there will be advanced instruments available. There will be advanced technology available in your universities and the labs. This is not what they're looking for. They have it already. What they're looking for is your research proposal or expose, what you want to do. That is important. That's why I highlighted those points, how you can enhance your expose, what all you should include and what all you should not do so that you have a better proposal. It's basically your proposal and your application that does the trick. They're not looking for something that you already have advanced technology here, and that's why you should not. There are lot of different students who go for research in Germany. They also have limited possibilities in their own institutions, and that's why you go to Germany for advanced technology. But your research proposal has to be strong.
Is there a scholarship for masters in engineering? Okay, if we suppose we do masters from Germany, then what will be the job prospect as an engineer after doing masters from Germany? In Germany, what will be the job prospect?
See, first of all, we deal in higher education. We don't deal in jobs. So I cannot tell you what are the prospects available. I can only tell you it is easier to get jobs if you know the language. And that's why I highlighted the point, even if your program is in English language, you should always learn 1 or 2 levels of language. Because when you are interviewed, they always ask you what is the level of language you have learned. And it is very important to integrate in the society or in the job market also. So there is a website called makeitingermany.de which talks about the jobs which are available there, which talks about the positions available there and the remuneration packages available for those jobs. You can look at that website and decide. But this is a full-time job. You are talking of after master's, right? After completing your master's. Right. So while doing your master's, you can work for 240 half days in a year or 120 full days in a year. That's one thing. But after completion of your master's, you get 18 months visa to look for suitable employment.
Thank you. I want to know, German people prefer the international student as their employer?
Sorry?
As German people consider the international student as their employer?
There are a lot of international students working in German companies or German industries or German universities right now. Professor Edmund has been there, he would know that, or otherwise also. But again, as I said, language is important. You need to know the language too, so that you can be absorbed in the same industry.
If you know the language of land, that keep you in advantageous position, right? I am
is that do we have any funding program in DAD to attend the international conferences in Germany?
If you are alumni of DAD, if you are DAD alumni, then under the framework of alumni events, it is possible to fund international conferences. If you are not DAD alumni, it's not possible.
I've completed bachelor's in printed circuit. Am I eligible for master's in public health?
Bachelor's in?
Printed circuit.
No.
I'm not eligible for master's in public health.
You need to have disciplines like economics, political science, or development related sectors.
There is a requirement for the language certificate for the postdoc program also?
For German language?
Yes, no. No, for the postdoc. We have to search the mentor name over there to the postdoc. We have to search the mentor over there to the...
No. For postdoc, the language state, the postdoc scholarship and the DLR degree, both of them have certain subjects and the projects already assigned under our funding. So you need to see whether you fit under one of those projects and then you apply. You apply to the student coordinator or the international coordinator directly. There you don't have to find a co-supervisor for the postdoc.
We have to write the project also.
Yes, look for the language training scholarship or look for www.abh.edu.
Thank you.
Sir, what is the eligibility for the master's in public policy and good governance?
On the website, asking for the requirements. Yeah, so as I said, you have to have the same discipline, first class bachelor's degree, but your last degree should not be older than 6 years. Science? Write to Ms. Dixit about it. I don't think so. But we write to Ms. Dixit.
And is there any scholarship in masters in foreign languages like German, like Spanish?
No, we are an organization.
Is it mandatory to have a first class master's or PhD scholarship? Because in medicine, it is very tough to get first.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I said, please get in touch with my colleague in Artemis. She organizes and coordinates this program. She would know, but generally, without a first class master's degree, it is not possible.
And when many students doesn't offer this, they don't offer pay, pass and pay. They don't offer percentage. So in that case,
Yeah, that's why I said, you please write to my colleague and she would be able to tell you.
Ma'am, I'm looking for PhD course in computer science. So is it necessary to first qualify in a GRE or TOEFL exam and then contact with the supervisor or the professor?
If you are applying for art scholarship, no, it is not required.
So ma'am, it is possible that we can first get the agreement from the professor to supervise us, then give the GRE exam?
But GRE is not required.
For PhD?
Yes, it is not required.
So what is the...
First class master's degree, as I said, are you talking about PhD scholarship? PhD scholarship?
Yes.
So first class master's degree is required and you need to contact the professor and he needs to invite you. He needs to send you an invitation. If you have that, you can apply for a scholarship. GRE or IELTS is not required.
First class degree, right? First class degree. What is it? Like 70%, 60% for PhD program, for PhD program in physics. What is it? 60%, right? And the second question is, you told us we have to use Rupa bombs, right?
Right now, what are you talking about? Because the blocked amount is not for the PhD scholarship holders. That's a separate thing. Blocked amount is for those, the free movers who have not received a degree scholarship. If you have given the letter of award for degree, you don't need any blocked amount.
There is no need to give this money here.
No.
If I want to be outside state, post-graduation, what is the necessary thing? Is it necessary we should be embassy previous, then after that we should be... Ma'am, if I want to do embassy outside the state, outside India, not Germany, anywhere, is it necessary we should be embassy previous year, then after that we
I can get your question. If you've done your master's outside India,
Yeah.
yeah.
You should be in here MSc previous is necessary?
You plan to do a PhD later after MS?
No, I have not completed my MSc. I want to do MSc outside this field.
Yeah.
Is it necessary to be here in MSc previous after that?
No, your masters could be from any period. Doesn't matter.
After a bachelor, we are eligible there.
Yeah, basically the PhD scholarship is for Indian students. So if you have completed your masters elsewhere, then you have to write to us and we can assess whether you are eligible for PhD.
And my second question, my friend is pursuing PhD here. He had PhD outside the state. What is the eligibility criteria for pursuing the PhD outside the state?
He wants to pursue the sandwich garden program.
No, full PhD. Complete his PhD.
He wants to pursue full PhD.
The PDF.
Okay, so first of all, he needs to have his PhD in hand. If he has completed his PhD, then he can apply for the Leibniz program or the DLRD program.
Is it necessary to offer you a hard qualified the toppers?
No, not for our scholarship.
Only for master degree, yes,
Yes, for people. We have certain programs which are funded for MBA. This is for industrial management, etc. But again, those programs are require minimum 2 years of relevant work experience. You need to have the same kind of work experience of 2 years if you're applying for that. That's the master's program in relevance to developing countries. It's on our website. Yes, you can check. There are 41 programs you can check. But again, you need to have 2 years of relevant work experience in the same.
आपके लिए चाय का भी इंतजाम है, आप चाय पीजिए।
Good afternoon. My first question is, are these English language tests not required at all for any PhD program?
Sorry?
Are these English language tests, TOEFL and GRE, etc., are not required at all for enrolling into any PhD program?
TOEFL or IELTS are not required for PhD or PhD scholarship. If you apply for a PhD program directly, there are two things. If you apply for PhD directly to a German university, they will have their own requirements. There they can ask you for TOEFL or IELTS or GRE, whatever. But TOEFL, IELTS or GRE is not required for TAT PhD scholarship.
Okay. And my second question is, if we are enrolled in a program where tuition fee is not applicable, so are other expenses being covered in other scholarships that you provide?
Sorry, what is not applicable?
If there is no tuition fee in the course in which we are getting enrolled, so are our other expenses being covered in the scholarship that you provide or not?
See, first of all, there is no tuition fee, that's one thing, but subjects which are covered under our scholarships are the ones which are required to be funded for the developing countries. So these are the subjects for which we get funds in the development sector, for example, public policy, good governance, or relevance to developing countries, so that you can come back, use the same knowledge and in your own country and have more, better policies. So those are the subjects which are being funded. So it's nothing to do with only tuition fee. There are many programs, lot more programs which have tuition fee but which are not funded by us.
Thank you.
How much? Please give us some tips that will build up our profile to get admission more easily and talk about some extracurricular activities.
See, whatever you can do, whatever you can do in your free time, whatever is possible, because Germany is also known as a considerate society. So if you volunteer for the society, for example, if you're donated blood, you've done something for the society. But I'm sure, this is like an add-on to your resume. But that is not the only thing that gets you admission. Your academic scores are very important, that gets you admission. And your language scores are very important, IELTS and TOEFL. But yes, to enhance your resume, you can always add those extracurriculars. If, for example, you can play soccer, that's very important, right? Add it to your resume, makes it attractive. Yeah? And as I said, do something for the society, just mention it in your resume.
So in 5 minutes we are going to
there's another question.
Hello, yes, I'm applying for a master's program in Germany. The question I want to ask is going for a Master of Science program, I go for an engineering program. Am I eligible for PhD after that?
I didn't get your question.
I'm saying that instead of applying for a Master of Science program, if I go for an engineering program, am I eligible for PhD after that?
See, either MSc or engineering, both of them have the same value and the same award when we talk about PhD. Some programs are called MTech, some programs are called MSc, some are called engineering. Yeah?
Engineering is more of coursework oriented, and MS is more of like research oriented.
So, it doesn't matter if you are applying for art scholarship, you need to have a master's degree in the same discipline.
And one more question, if I go for a master's program from an FH institute, does this imply that I can do PhD later on like at UNI, like at EU universities or not?
Yes, it is possible. There are some FH which have collaborations with TUs also, because as I said, FH cannot award a doctorate degree. That's possible. But at the same time, I would not like to hide this fact that yes, if you have done a master's of the university, your chances are better for the PhD.
Good afternoon.